we are able to put up the solar panels. Of course, the solar panels generate DC power. And from the DC power, we have our inverters from SMA. That is the manufacturer of the inverters. So of course, the inverters convert the DC power into AC power. And we have cable runs from the other side of the warehouse that run up to here. This is our control room. And this is where we do the switching of all the machines in the factory. So of course, the cables run from the inverters and then come to this SCDB. With this SCDB, we have all the power generated and power converted from the inverters come here. This is where we are synchronizing all the power to our national grid power. So of course, we have three-phase generation. We have the red phase, the yellow phase, and the blue phase. We have the malfunctional meter that displays the amount of power generated, the voltages generated, the current that is being used by the machines, and of course we have the frequency. Of course, this system is so synchronized with the national grid power that we have what we call a home manager here that synchronizes the power generated from the solar panel to the power that we get from the national grid. Now we have what we call a home manager. A home manager is the device that compares and then is able to send the regulated power to our machines. Now, of course, from here, we have our output. This cable, of course, runs from here, and then it is fixed onto the bus bars that give us power from the national grid, of course. We have cities, current transformers here that, of course, measure the current that is being, of course, because we do borrowing. This is a grid-tied system that if power from the solar panels is not sufficient, we have the national grid power topping up. So it runs, it is a simultaneous kind of running. So of course, from our SCDB, we have our outgoing cables that run up to this. Now, SCDB again, you see? Now, this board, of course, as it has got several buttons. Of course, each and every button here represents a motor the other side. So, of course, like you see, of course, the green light represents it represents all the motors that are on, and then the red lights represent the motors that are off. So, of course, any placing of a button here has got an effect on the machines the other side. So, if you press any button here, of course, we shall have a motor running the other side, and of course, for purposes of identifying power and auditing, we have a malfunctional meter here. Of course, this is where we do our kind of supervision. We do supervise the phases, the current, and the frequency. Yes, of course, like you know, we always experience some kind of power surges. So an operator will be able to identify a power surge or a blackout from here. So this, we have, of course, we have different kind of manufacturers. We have got machines from Pinalenzi. We have got machines from Kepler-Weber. They manufacture machines for coffee. Yes. So, of course, like I've told you, pressing of any button here has got an effect the other side. Yes. And then we have this board also, which, of course, runs our Hala. Yes, we have a polisher, we have a Hala. They are newly installed, and they're also part of the newly drafted projects that have been implemented.